All right, 5 things. Number 1, return to normal for the secondary. They were okay. Versus Tennessee, just okay, right? Just okay.
Yeah.
They were just okay.
Josh Dobbs shouldn't have been able to hit some of the plays he did.
Correct. The guy making his first career start, they were never going to win that game anyway.
You're facing a much better group of receivers than Tennessee.
Yes.
My Lord.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, Curtis Samuel has made plays. Jahan Dotson has maybe had some fantasy regret throughout the season. Terry McLaurin's going to get shut down like always against Diggs, but you're terrified of the other Cowboy corners. So is Sam Howell going to be able to get him the football? That's the question.
Yeah, is he? I mean, that is going to be a huge question. But this defense was stingy, opportunistic at times. Let's get a return to that in the secondary. Number 2, pass rush. Bobby's pass rush. Where's that defensive line? It's been missing, but maybe not their fault.
No, it's credit to Anthony Brown that they're able to rush the passer, right, John?
Here we go.
Well, I mean, look, it just so happens that as soon as Anthony Brown goes down, they're averaging 29 points a game that they're allowing. I don't want to put 2 and 2 together, but 2 plus 2 equals 5 according to Jerry Jones. All right, that's how that works. But maybe the other quarterbacks just getting rid of the ball faster, or maybe there were a lot of coverage sacks early on in the year because of Anthony Brown. But now they don't have him there, and they've got what's his name, Boss Man Fat. And that's
Burnt Man Toast.
I'm not gonna
Burnt Man Toast.
I'm not gonna let
Shout out to the 903 who gave us that nickname.
I'm not gonna let you hang on to this Anthony Brown narrative just so you can try to be right. Broadus has already admitted defeat. Anthony Brown was bad, and just because the people behind him are awful doesn't mean Anthony Brown was good. So his PFF was a 55.
Yeah, I know, but Diggs is like a 60.
Are you still trying to fight it? That Diggs hasn't been...
He's improved from last year, but he was a terrible corner last year. All he did was make plays. That's it.
Gosh, what a detriment making plays.
Grade him as a player.
Who, Diggs?
Yeah, Diggs.
This year he's been a B.
No, just overall.
This year he's
been a B.
He's been a B this year.
Okay.
What would you put him at, Bobby?
I'd put him at an A for this year. The last couple weeks he's had some struggles, but he's been shut down for most of the year.
First half of the year, he felt straight shut down.
Yeah.
The last 3 weeks.
Yeah, like I said, last couple weeks hasn't been great. That's what knocks it down from like an. Honestly, if he had played the last few weeks like he had throughout much of the season, it's an A+. But he's just an A because he's gotten, ever since like the Indy game, he's got hit a couple times.
I'll go A-.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm just tougher grader than you guys.
You're just hanging.
All right. Number 3, continue to be aggressive throwing the ball. I don't care about turnovers. I'd rather turnovers with a lot of aggressive-ness than the opposite.
How about Mike McCarthy? So impressed with you trying to change interceptions in the NFL.
I have always thought I would be a great general manager. Just give me a chance. Just give me a chance, man. That's all I want.
But you can't GM your fantasy team ever.
I'm a great drafter. I had to rank the second best draft in the league, and then I just don't pay attention to the season.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the way you decide fantasy. After the draft, it's not your fault.
No.
Not within your control.
No.
So however Yahoo or ESPN grades you, that's how you decide your success.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Number 4, I just want a week apiece. Just give me a week apiece. Like the last thing I want going to the playoffs is dopes on TV talking about a disappointment that's brewing. I don't care the outcome of this week's game necessarily. We know they're not going to be the one. Philadelphia's not going to lose to the Giants. And then San Francisco's not going to lose to Arizona. It's Arizona, right?
Yeah.
I don't want some like weird thing to happen at the end of the game and the Cowboys, lose, and the whole week it's just setting us up for some controversial decision. And I don't want a week of Sean Payton rumors. And then finally, follow the scoreboard. Be smart. If Philadelphia is up 21-7 in the third, 28-7, whatever, does Dak need to play the fourth quarter?
I love that Mike McCarthy admitted that he's aware of it.
Yeah.
Like, you're stupid as a coach if you're not aware of it. If you don't have someone in the headset being like, hey, just so you know, this is happening. That you should at least get that in your headset. If you don't want the rest of the guys to know, fine. You should be aware of it. Don't be like Ron Rivera, clueless old school, and then look like a stubborn ass when you get hyped with the media over it. So those are Choppy's 5 things. Bobby, what did you write down heading into this one?
Yeah, I think that there's an argument to be made. I know, like, Brian and I talked about that this week, that it's clear, like, what the Cowboys are playing for in terms of they've got an opportunity to get the number 1 seed. They've got a chance to win the NFC East. It's not a favorable set of circumstances, but it's not, like, impossible either. There's a chance for them to do it, so there's something to play for there. But I know there are going to be fans that if things don't fall into place, if the 49ers, the Eagles, they do what they're supposed to do, then a lot of fans are going to feel like this was a pointless effort. You wasted an opportunity to get some guys some rest. But there are a few things that I think you can play for here. One, I think you've got an opportunity to get a better understanding of Shan Wright. So any amount of game reps that he can get after he spent a lot of time doing special teams over the first 2 years, any amount of those reps that he can get a better feel for the game. It's stuff you can't duplicate, even if it's against reserves. It's stuff you can't duplicate in practice when you've got game speed and an opportunity to get a feel for how things are playing within the defense. And so that's one right there that I think is really key for them, especially since it looks like he's going to be the guy for them at that corner spot whenever they go to nickel. And so the other one for me is the T.Y. Hilton connection between he and Dak Prescott. And we talked about it earlier this week. Like, T.Y. has been everything that the team really hoped Odell Beckham Jr. could have been if they would have signed him. He's made a bunch of plays on third down against, the Eagles and the Titans, and their connection right now seems really strong, and Kellen Moore seems to have a lot of trust in him. Dak Prescott seems to have a lot of trust in him, but the increase in reps as they proceed into the playoffs gives them a chance to make sure they've got that chemistry down. Any lingering language issues or anything else that they can explain away, get another game in there with that. And then the other big one for me is the offensive line cohesion. Is that if it's going to be tight and Tyler Biadasz is not back for the wild card round, I'd like an entire game to figure out offensive line combinations and figure out what works best and what they need to roll into the playoffs with. Because as much as they've done some of this rotating things like that, I don't think you generally want to do it against playoff teams, which generally, for the most part, have really strong defensive lines. A lot of them who get there, that's usually a common theme with all of them. So figure out what combinations work at center and on the left side. And then even on the right side, which is Zach Martin and Tyron Smith right now, it gives them a chance to continue to build their chemistry, because Brian's pointed this out on G-Bag, on our podcast, that their chemistry has not been perfect. As much as it's easy to just say you got 2 Hall of Fame players, you can just put them in there, it's immediately going to be dominant. The reality is, like, cohesion takes time on the offensive line, and to get another full game of that rather than just a partial game against Tennessee, get another full game for that whole unit to potentially get those reps together, get their communication down heading into a potential matchup a week later against Tampa Bay, I think that's huge.
All right, let's pick this thing. 877-881-1053. By the way, Texas William, the king of fan social media, just sent me this from Mike Garafolo. Freaking, I'm going to join you in your Dayball hate, because he was BSing with us last weekend. The Giants and Brian Dayball have kept their cards close to the vest all week, but yes, the expectation is key players will be sitting against the Eagles on Sunday. Vegas knew it. Vegas knew it. Had it as a 14-point spread immediately, and it looks like we'll have to rely on Tyrod Taylor.
Man, Dayball unwilling to stick his neck out on the line, his non-existent neck.
I thought this this wasn't the time for rest. Yeah. It was the time to have fun.
He's a fraud. That's why. He's a fraud. He knows it. He knows this is his one chance. He knows. He's going to rest everybody. He knows this is it. He knows he has gotten this. He is rubbing sticks together to try to get this team to the playoffs. This is a 8-win team that is...
Which makes him look good if they're an 8-win team.
No, it makes him look lucky. Okay? Don't give him credit where it's not due. They have scored the exact amount of points they've allowed this year. That's a bad team. It's an average football team.
Have you had to hire Dayball or Sirianni?
Sirianni's goated, man. He's goated.
Goated?
He talks about potting plants.
Well, just because you like, lawn work.
Yeah, I do. Listen, okay, he's a meathead.
You think Sirianni's a meathead?
He's got meathead.
Dayball looks like the meathead.
Yeah, Sirianni is. If Sirianni's a meathead, then he is not self-aware enough to know he is one. Because I think he views himself as like an
intellectual meathead.
Like that's the way he thinks he is.
Dayball is a poser meathead.
And Dan Campbell.
Meathead, big time meathead. That's why I love him. That's why I like, that's why I think Banny and McCarthy love me.
Yeah.
Okay? We're meatheads. We have a kinship.
But then you hate Daboll because he's a meathead?
No, he's a fake meathead. He's not a real meathead.
What do you think of Joe Judge? What category you put him in?
Man, see, you backed me into a corner.
All right, let's pick this game. 877-881-1053. So the Giants are going to sit. Eagles are going to win. Cowboys are going to be the 5. We're going to Tampa Bay. That's what's going to happen after this weekend, and everything is all set. I'll go first since I am scathing, red hot.
Shanstradamus.
I don't know how many weeks in a row I've been right. Hopefully someone has bet on it, and you've won all this money off of me. I don't understand why the spread is only 7. I don't get it. The Cowboys are going to be playing their starters to me well into this game. I don't understand it. I would bet the Cowboys and run with the points. They win 27-10.
This game I'm struggling with because, what happens if they pull the starters? Let's say Philadelphia's up big. They pull the starters. They could lose this game. They could. This game doesn't mean much. But I'm with you. If they play everybody.
And Philadelphia dominates first halves.
Let's say Philadelphia is up 24-0 at the half. I doubt Dak comes out for the second half.
Yeah.
I think that Dallas is clearly a better football team than Washington. There's no doubt about that.
What insight?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now we know if you ever want to be an insider that you could have.
You know what? You're definitely getting on at 5:30 at the Super Bowl. We need this.
Yeah.
We need this at 5:30.
Wow. I mean, holy Magic Johnson over here. That's a Magic Johnson tweet.
There's a round ball, and they're going to dribble it and put it in the hoop.
Would you?
If the Mavs score more than the Celtics, we're going to win the
game.
Thanks, Bob.
Anyway, no, clearly Dallas is a better football team. And so what I think they're going to try to do is throttle them in the first half. Because like you say, what if Philadelphia's up by a bunch at the halftime? I think Dallas is going to try and get out early, push the ball downfield, not just win this game, but blow them out so that they can cover themselves on the fact of hey, even if Philly doesn't take care of business or Giants don't take care of business or whatever else, we want to be able to at least give our guys some rest. So I think they're going to really try and throttle them. So I've got Cowboys in this one, 38-10.
Did you make a score?
No, I didn't, but I will. 28-7.
28-7.
Yeah.
All right, Peyton.
I think it's going to go a lot, though, how the Titans game went last week. Rookie quarterback. I think it's going to be close in the first half, maybe a little upset scare, but I think the Cowboys pull away and cover the spread. I got Cowboys 30-16.